Yo, what's going on, my fellow pimps, players, and hustlers? Today is going to be the first day of a podcast. I'm going to start a podcast. I got inspired by Jamie Eden. Link in the description if you want to find him out. He's also a fellow G that I really like listening to, and he has some good topics to talk about. So today, I want to bring up some very important points. You want to stick around because it's going to be freaking awesome. Again, these podcasts are not going to be edited. They're not going to be like, little chops every freaking 3 seconds because I don't know how to stay on script or I don't know how to talk. They're going to be kind of flowy and vibey like we're having a conversation. Cool. So today's topic. I was listening to a podcast or an interview with Andrew Tate where he was talking about the power of having a network. And again, I've always heard these things, but the problem was that I would be in a network where it was filled with idiots or people who weren't even really that high level, or people who the whole network was revolved around it being a mastermind. The person who owned the mastermind didn't make money. Whereas if you this is why a network is really important. Let me give you a real world example of how it happened to me recently. But first, I want to talk about what Tate talked about. So Tate was talking about how when you want to do business with someone, right? Who are you going to reach out to? Are you going to reach out to someone who you saw an ad about, or someone who cold emailed you or emailed you on Instagram? Not likely. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to ask your network or your friends. You're going to say, do you know someone who does XYZ? And then that person is going to say, oh yes, I know this person. Let me put you in contact. Boom. You didn't have to do anything. And there's trust and credibility set because you know that your friend is not friends with dumb people and not friends with scammers. So it instantly sets credibility. And then if you're the other person on the other side of that, let's say your friend's someone comes to your friend and they're like, oh, I need a copywriter. Who knows copywriting? Oh, Daniel knows copywriting. Boom. Sale, easy, warm intro. It's like talking to a female who it's like you're introduced to a female versus the guy who tries to reach out to her on Tinder. There's 200 other people. You're in a whole nother league. Now, I wanted to get into the point of what happened with me. So I have a friend that I've known for a long time who runs an ad agency. He used to run ads for all these different brands. And one of the things that he said when I was on the phone with him, I was talking about how I've been having trouble prospecting and trying to find different niches and brands and how to deal with the certain issues that I've been dealing with. And as I'm talking about that, he's like, oh, I've dealt with that, and that. And here's what I did. Here's the formula. This is how you do it. And this is how you save a lot of time. And I'm like, bro, you just saved me a month or two of frustration, money wasted, time trying different things. Because I was like, oh, I want to try and get a lead gen agency. I want to hire an agency to do lead generation. And he was like, bro, almost all lead gen agencies can suck because you're not doing the prospecting yourself, and most of them are just terrible. They charge you thousands of dollars, you waste a ton of time, and nothing works. Here's the way to do things. And I'm like, okay, perfect. I'm already doing that. I just need to put a little spin on it. And so he told me these things. I'm like, oh, this is perfect. And so I was like, okay, perfect. Now you just saved me a bunch of time. And then when I'm on the phone with him, he's like, oh yeah, you should target this niche. And here's why. Because most people in this niche suck. What they do when I was running ads for them, I would see they had an email list and all they did was spam promotions to these people. All they did was say, here, buy my product or buy this or do this, or thanks for joining my list. On their website, join our list for a discount, or join our list for XYZ. And it was dumb. I'm like, oh my God, that's so genius. So now I know a niche that's extremely targeted, has a lot of money, because he was like, these people are making $100,000 a month, bro. Don't target the people that are making $1 million a month. Just target the people that are making $100,000 a month that don't have good email marketing. I'm like, that's perfect. I could charge them $3,000 to $5,000 easy and help make them more money. So then on top of that, he told me different prospecting methods, a niche to target. And he said, by the way, I worked with all those niches. I know people who can do it because I don't need email marketing. I do Facebook ads. So I'm going to reach out to them and let them know that my friend is trying to do email for this niche. He has experience working with coaches and content creators. Here's his results for them. I think he can do the same thing with this niche, but he's going to charge you less so that he can deliver amazing results for you, and he can test and then get a testimonial from you. So they're getting a win-win because it's well, This dude's already experienced in other niches. It can't be that hard for him to transfer over to this niche. On top of that, it's a warm intro, so it's going to be super easy for me to talk to them. And he knows at least like 10 brands. And he said that probably like 3, 4, 5 of them will want to work potentially with me. That's insane. That's just the power of the network. Now, what I was trying to say is I'm in a network now where I'm in Hustlers University 2.0, Andrew Tate's, where you can learn things like about crypto, trading, DeFi, NFTs, copywriting, sales, everything, e-commerce. Like I learned how to trade crypto and I learned how to do copywriting through this group. It's how I was able to make my 8K in like 35 days or some shit. I can't even remember the fucking amount of time. I think it's like 30 to 40 days. If you want to learn more about that, join by clicking the link in the description. But again, that's not what this video is about. This video is just to continue talking about different subjects. So again, having a network is important. Making sure that network is vetted. If you're in a high level network with people who all pay like $5,000 to get in, aka like the war room, that's my goal, right? Is to be in a place where someone's like, oh yeah, I need a copywriter. Oh, talk to Daniel. Oh, I need to learn how to trade crypto. Oh, talk to this person. Okay, I'll go talk to that person. Oh, here's your answer to this. I've done things. Quit wasting money on this. Do this. Exactly what happened with my friend is exactly what could happen in the war room. Now, again, another thing I want to talk about today, because again, I said I want to talk about different topics on this podcast. So one of the things I want to talk about is deep focus and being able to focus for a long amount of time. People ask me like how I'm able to like stay focused and get a lot of work done. And the thing is I train the muscle. Like it's like a deep work focus muscle where you're able to do a lot of deep work. It's a muscle that has to be trained, because if you're always on your phone, you're always getting rewarded with dopamine, you're always on social media, you're always on YouTube, you're creating a scattered brained mind. I don't do that stuff during the day. When I'm working, my phone is in the drawer in another room. So I don't even see it. When I don't see it, it's out of mind. As well as like I'm not on apps, I'm not on the social media, I'm not on YouTube. I'm working. I set dedicated time to work. I'm like, okay, cool. For these 2-3 hours, I'm gonna work, and then I'm gonna go for a walk, refresh my brain by walking, eat some food, come back, work for another 1 or 2 hours, and then do that 2 or 3 more times. Now, again, I can get so much more done than the person who's like, oh, I hustled for 12, 14, 16 hours. I'm like, yeah, but what'd you actually accomplish? You're just moving for the sake of moving. You're not actually doing anything. Whereas I'm actually like very methodical. I'm like militant with that. Like I'm militant. I'm doing the thing that I know I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm executing. And then when I'm done, I'm able to have free time and do whatever I want. So being able to do deep work by cutting out distractions and building that muscle takes time. You know, there's somebody in the group in Hustlers University I was telling this to. I jumped on a call with him, took time out of my day to jump on a call, and I was like, bro, you need to work on deep work. You've never worked in your life. And Tate says this all the time. Like, no one's actually worked like 8 hours in their freaking life. They've worked like 2 hours of real work. No one's ever actually worked 8, 10, 12 hours in their life. And when you do it, your brain is fucking like dead. Like, you're fried. You can't work any longer. But again, you accomplish so much more. You get propelled like crazy. So again, having a network and then using deep work are the key things that are going to help excel you in lots of areas. Now, again, the network that I'm in now is not very vetted because it's only like $50 a month to join this group. So the network isn't really amazing. But what's great about it is there are some people, you just got to find the right people in there to connect with. Like I connected with Jamie. Me and him are probably going to do a live in the future. So yeah, like there's people in there you can meet that are amazing. You just got to find them. Now, again, in the future, I'm going to vet different people and be in bigger groups. But the whole point of this podcast for this episode was to talk about the power of the network and how much it's very, very important to be talking to your friends and having the right people in your life, right? So again, anyways, that was what I want to talk about today. Shorter video is like, 9 minutes? So yeah. Anyways, talk to you guys soon. I'm posting videos more often. Take care.